Fox 5 News, this is Good Day Atlanta at 8 a.m.
A manhunt is underway for a man who Riverdale police say shot a pregnant woman over the weekend, and we are live with the latest.
Plus, a legislative effort highlights plans to lower property tax bills, why some lawmakers aren't on board. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Good Day Atlanta at 8 a.m. I'm Alex Whitler.
And I'm Buck Lanford. We appreciate you starting your Monday with us, your work week with us. And we're going to head over now to Chief Meteorologist Joanne Feldman. She's got an update on our forecast on this Monday. Good morning, Joanne.
Good morning to you both. All right, our Monday is starting out pretty quiet, going to change by the end of the day. We're looking at the big picture here and a front that is going to be on the move and pushing some stronger storms to our doorstep by late this afternoon. Although there has been some lightning and some rain already in the North Georgia mountains. Most are dry with some clouds and a warm 76 here to start in Atlanta. But the breakdown of the severe weather risk is going to be a little bit greater in the areas outlined in yellow. This is going to mean that any storms that develop in this spot have a greater chance of producing some damaging wind gusts versus areas outlined in green. Now, you see a mention of a spin-up tornado. That is mostly confined to far northwest Georgia, let's say from Rome to Dalton. It's not a big threat, but it's not a 0% chance. So we're monitoring that also. We're going to keep the storms pretty isolated, though, until the very end of the day, 5 p.m. and through the evening hours will be when the storm should be most widespread. But we'll take a closer look at that in the hour-by-hour forecast coming up in a few minutes. Buck and Alex.
All right, Joanne, thank you. Let's take a look at Skybox traffic. We're staying on top of an injury crash involving a semi-truck on the west side perimeter. 2 right lanes are still closed northbound at MLK Jr. Drive, and it is causing heavy delays that stretch back to Langford Parkway. So for now, try taking Highway 29 or the downtown connector as your alternates. Now your big 3 from the northern suburbs. Let's take a look at all of these yellow rides. I-75 out of Cobb County is clocking in at 17 minutes. On Georgia 400, it's more like 21 minutes. And your ride in from I-85 in Gwinnett County should take you about 13 minutes.
A news alert this morning out of Riverdale. That's where a search is underway for a man accused of shooting a pregnant woman. Police are trying to track down Jarrell Clark after they say he shot the victim during a domestic dispute.
Good Day's Mark Teichner picks up the story live for us from Riverdale Police Headquarters. Mark, you just hate to hear of something like this, and this isn't the first time this month.
No, not that we've seen a pregnant woman shot. Obviously, not this particular woman in this particular search, nor this particular suspect. This suspect, Jarrell Clark, is considered armed and dangerous, and police want to catch him right away.
Riverdale police want you to be on the lookout for this man, Jarrell Clark, who they say shot a pregnant woman during a weekend domestic dispute.
Makes it even worse because that makes 2 lives at risk, but I mean violence at all, period. It doesn't matter if it's a pregnant person, anybody that gets shot.
Police responded to the Brooks Crossing apartment complex on Taylor Road just before 7 Saturday morning, finding the injured pregnant woman. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital. At last check, she was in stable condition. No information's been released about the condition of her unborn child.
We got to protect our women and kids. It's a sad situation. To see a mother, have to go through something like that.
Thinking the gunman could still be in the apartment, police called in the SWAT team. When they went in, the place was empty. Now Riverdale PD is trying to track down Clark, who they call armed and dangerous.
Tragic, very tragic that somebody's, like I said, is just going around trying to hurt people, period, is tragic. And it's unfortunate, and you want to live somewhere where you're safe.
According to court records, Clark was born in 1986 and faces 4 charges, one of them being aggravated assault, battery against a pregnant woman, as well as reckless conduct and child cruelty. If you have any idea where this man is, you should not approach him. Instead, you should call 911 right away. Reporting live from Riverdale, I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Mark, thank you. And as I was saying, that victim is the second pregnant woman to be shot in the metro area this month. Last Tuesday, 23-year-old Shakaya Pridgeon was shot and killed while she was asleep inside her Decatur area apartment. It's on Pepper Tree Circle. 26-year-old Devin Anthony faces several charges, including feticide and malice murder. According to Pridgeon's family members, he's the unborn child's father.
Well, now to a news alert out of DeKalb County. Police are searching for a 92-year-old woman who's been missing for more than a week now. Officials tell us that June Warhurst disappeared from a home on Suncrest Lane in the early morning hours of June 14th. They say she's legally blind and may be traveling in a white 2020 Nissan Rogue. If you see her or know where she could be, you're asked to call 911 immediately.
Baby, can you stop the rain from falling? Won't you chase my clouds away?
Gosh, what a voice and what a sound. Happening today, legendary R&B singer Peabo Bryson will be laid to rest. The 75-year-old died earlier this month after suffering a stroke. His celebration of life service is at 10 o'clock this morning in Atlanta at Antioch Baptist Church. It's on Cameron Alexander Boulevard. Now, this is a private invitation-only service, but it will be live streamed for those who are interested. There will be a special musical tribute from BB Winans, Ruben Studdard, and Regina Bell. At the state capitol today, during this special session, lawmakers are working on a property tax relief plan. And if approved, starting in 2028, a new sales tax would help lower your property tax bill. So here's how it would work. Consumers in some Georgia counties would pay an extra penny on every dollar they spend at local stores. Those municipalities would then use that extra sales tax money to slash or completely wipe out the property tax bill on a resident's primary home. The plan is already getting some mixed reactions.
Counties and the cities within those counties that can fully eliminate their city, county property tax with 1 penny of sales tax. So I think that's exciting for a lot of voters.
Majority Party is asking us to do is to take money from everybody who's going to buy groceries and gas and just general goods, adding a tax to that while relieving that for property owners. It's regressive in a time and season for affordability. This is not the right move.
Well, we expect to hear more about that proposal today when the special session resumes.
Also under the Gold Dome, Senate Republicans have pushed through a voting system overhaul. A new 9-member committee would be tasked with creating recommendations on how to eliminate the use of QR codes for counting ballots. Republican lawmakers also added a last-minute amendment requiring an automatic hand recount of the top 2 races on a general election ballot. Democrats strongly objected to the changes, accusing the majority party of shutting them out and wasting taxpayer money. The bill now moves to the House for consideration.
Your time is now 8:07, and the U.S. and Iran have been in talks through the weekend to hammer out a permanent end to the war, but there are still plenty of sticking points.
Yeah, Iran's drawing a red line over its nuclear program, and President Trump is threatening new attacks. Fox's Doug Luzader has more this morning from Washington.
Lower level talks are going to continue, but it's clear that nothing about this is going to be easy despite some public optimism from both sides.
Good to see you, man. How are you? Good.
Vice President J.D. Vance leading the U.S. negotiating team and greeting Pakistan's prime minister and his team, who are hoping to negotiate the deal with Iran. Vance would later cite some headway.
We've already made great progress over just the last few hours, and I expect that we'll make additional progress in the hours to come.
But there are plenty of issues that could derail the talks, including continued fighting between Israel and Hezbollah, Iran's proxy in Lebanon. President Trump with a threat posted on Truth Social. Iran must immediately stop their highly paid proxies in Lebanon from causing trouble. If they don't, we'll hit Iran very hard again, just like we did last week, only harder. For his part, Iran's president said his country would not submit to force and would not give up the right to enrich uranium. Ending Iran's nuclear program has been a key issue for the Trump administration, and some Democrats have already decried the emerging deal with Iran.
We have capitulated to the enemy, and they now are mocking us.
Traffic is flowing through the straits quite nicely.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright says ships are transiting the Strait of Hormuz now, though, helping ease energy prices here at home. And after Iran threatened to again shut down traffic, the president responded with a threat. You close it and you won't have a country. And the president said if there's not a deal, the U.S. could take over the strait and begin charging tolls. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Well, in the UK, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has announced he is stepping down as Labour Party leader and will leave office within weeks after growing pressure. Starmer, who won a landslide in 2024, will remain as caretaker Prime Minister until a new leader is chosen. Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham confirmed this morning that he'll run to replace him. Starmer is the 6th UK Prime Minister in a decade to announce an early departure.
We're close to